Because of the money spent, people are saying that Liverpool are the overwhelming favourites to win the Premier League title. That no need, in fact, there is not going to be a title conversation. There is not going to be a title race because of the amount of money Liverpool have spent. Sometimes it's not like that on the way we look at it. It's not the way it actually pans out. On paper, Liverpool are have the most balanced squad in the Premier League. They signed a lot. They signed a lot of players they needed. They needed two attackers. In that central position. They have Ekitike and they've also gotten Alexander Isak, who could also double to play from the left through that Luis Diaz wing, because they have a vacuum in that left side. Aside Gakpo, I don't think there is another player that could play from senior player. That is Rio Ngamoha. But Ngamoha is not really that senior player that can replace Luis Diaz. So you needed another player that could play from the left, and they've gotten Isak. They have two in one. Isak could play from the center. He could also play from the left. So Isak, for the amount of money they paid on him, he's going to solve two issues. When Ekitike is played as a center forward, he could play from the left. Then Cody Gakpo, you have an option in Cody Gakpo from the bench. Sometimes there are so many games to play week in, week out. You could interchange with Cody Gakpo and Alexander Isak. Then Isak and Ekitike could as well interchange. So looking at it, that's why people are saying that Liverpool are the overwhelming favourites to win the league. That there's not going to be a title race. But sometimes it's not like that. You could sign all the players that are available, but a team that is ready mentally and structurally, with their structure and the pattern of play, they could go ahead to win the league title. We've seen it happen. Sometimes it's good for it takes time for some of these players to adapt into the philosophy of the manager. Liverpool could sign, they are winning now, but they could run out of steam. When things actually begins to happen, that cohesion will not be there, that synergy is not there. You cannot compare them to a team that really makes so much changes. That's why most of the teams in the Premier League are kind of struggling. I think Arsenal actually have the most, cohesive team, because they really make much changes, just more like 2 or 3 changes, unlike other teams. Chelsea have made few changes as well. Chelsea made few changes, no more than 3 first team players. Manchester City have more than 4 first team players. The players they signed this summer are going to take time to adapt into the philosophy of their coach. Liverpool have made more than 4 or 5 first team signings, those that are going to start. So it will take them time to adapt. This is just match day 3. There are over 35 games to play this season. So anything can happen at all. Liverpool are not that over. They are not running away with the title. They are not that overwhelming favourites to win the Premier League title. There are still so many things to happen. Injuries will still set in. There is still that question marks, irrespective of the fact that Liverpool spent over £400 million. There are question marks around their defence. If anything happens to Virgil van Dijk or Ibrahima Konate, what happens to that centre-back position? They are conceding goals. Aside the game against Arsenal, the other games that they played this season, they considered against Newcastle United, they considered against Bournemouth, 2 goals each. So, Liverpool, there are still question marks surrounding that Liverpool squad. Irrespective of the money that they've spent, there are still some shortcomings in that team. So, it doesn't mean that they are invisible. They are not invisible. They may look invisible, but they are not invisible.